Players having multiple nationalities is pretty common these days. We all know Bukayo Saka and Dele Alli have Nigerian roots, right? Jerome Boateng has Ghanaian origins, and Diego Costa hails from Brazil before switching to Spain. These are stories we've heard before. But hold on, because today we're diving into 16 footballers with origins you didn't know about. There are some real surprises on this list, so let's get started. 16. Lionel Messi. We all associate Lionel Messi with Argentina. His dedication to the national team is undeniable, and you can feel the passion every time he steps onto the field in that iconic white and blue jersey. But did you know Messi could have represented other countries? It's true. He's of both Spanish and Italian descent through his father and mother. In fact, there was a time when people were suggesting that Messi should have played for Spain, especially since he spent his formative years at Barcelona. Just imagine Messi wearing the red of Spain, or even Italy. It's tempting to think what might have been, but ultimately, Messi chose Argentina. And although it took time for the ultimate success, he finally secured his legacy by leading them to glory in the 2022 World Cup. 15. Mario Balotelli, Italy's fiery forward, Mario Balotelli. Balotelli was born Mario Barua to Ghanaian parents in Italy. His biological parents struggled financially, and by the time he was 3, Mario was fostered by the Balotelli family, who later gave him his now famous surname. Despite being born in Italy, Balotelli didn't receive Italian citizenship until he turned 18, which meant he could have chosen to represent Ghana. However, Super Mario went on to play for Italy, becoming a key figure for the Azzurri during his prime. His presence on the Ghanaian team could have added a new dimension to their attack. 14. Alexander Isak, Swedish star. Alexander Isak is one of the hottest strikers in Europe, but many don't know about his African roots. Isak, born in Sweden, is of Eritrean descent, with both his parents hailing from the East African country. Despite growing up in Sweden and choosing to represent their national team, Isak has always embraced his Eritrean heritage. He's been known to visit the country and connect with his roots. Imagine if he had chosen to play for Eritrea instead. He would have certainly put them on the football map. 13. Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is not just a hero on the pitch, but off it as well. The Manchester United forward has become a role model for millions. But did you know about his Caribbean heritage? Rashford's father is of Jamaican descent, while his mother has St. Kitts and Nevis roots. Rashford could have represented any of these countries internationally, but he opted for England, where he has already made a significant impact. With his Caribbean roots, though, one can only imagine how different things would have been had he chosen a different path. 12. David Alaba. One of Austria's finest footballers, David Alaba, has a fascinating mix of heritage. His father is Nigerian, and Alaba's middle and last names, Okunbo Alaba, are deeply rooted in Yoruba culture. On the other side, his mother is Filipino, having immigrated to Austria as a nurse. This makes Alaba a blend of African and Asian origins. Alaba could have chosen to represent Nigeria, the Philippines, or even Ghana through his paternal ancestry. However, he's become a pivotal figure for Austria and continues to honor his diverse heritage. 11. Kevin De Bruyne. Belgium's playmaking maestro, Kevin De Bruyne, also has a surprising African link. His mother is Belgian, but she was born in Burundi, where she lived for part of her childhood before moving to Belgium. De Bruyne has spoken about his family's African experiences and how it shaped him. Although he represents Belgium, one wonders how different things might have been if De Bruyne had chosen to embrace his African heritage on the international stage. 10. Romelu Lukaku. Staying in Belgium, we have Romelu Lukaku, the country's all-time leading goal scorer. Lukaku's father, Roger Lukaku, was a professional footballer who played for the Congo national team. Romelu, though born in Belgium, could have followed in his father's footsteps and represented Congo. Instead, he chose Belgium, where he's become an icon. Lukaku remains deeply connected to his Congolese roots and often speaks about his family's background, keeping his African ties close to his heart. 9. Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann, one of France's key players during their 2018 World Cup triumph, also has a blend of intriguing origins. His father's family comes from Germany, while his mother is of Portuguese descent. In fact, Griezmann's maternal grandfather was a professional footballer in Portugal. Growing up, Griezmann often visited Portugal on family holidays, giving him a strong connection to his heritage. Although he represents France, he could have easily chosen Portugal or even Germany. 8. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Swedish icon. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is one of football's biggest personalities. But did you know he has Balkan origins? Zlatan's father is from Bosnia and Herzegovina, while his mother is from Croatia. Both of his parents migrated separately to Sweden, where they met and had Zlatan. Had he chosen differently, Zlatan could have played for Bosnia or Croatia. Just imagine a Croatian team with both Zlatan and Luka Modric. What a combination that would have been. 7. Christian Pulisic, America's Captain America, has a strong European background. The Chelsea winger was born in Pennsylvania, but his paternal grandfather was Croatian, and his paternal grandmother was Italian. Pulisic's last name is Croatian, and he's deeply connected to his heritage. He could have represented Croatia internationally, but he opted for the US, where he's become the face of American soccer. It's interesting to think how things might have played out if he'd donned Croatia's famous checkered shirt instead. 6. Cristiano Ronaldo. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, the global football icon, has African roots that many may not know about. While Ronaldo is synonymous with Portugal, his great-grandmother hailed from Cape Verde, an island nation off the coast of Africa. Despite his Portuguese identity, this African connection adds another layer to Ronaldo's incredible story. While he'll always be remembered as Portugal's greatest ever player, there's a unique history in his family that ties him to Africa. 5. Virgil van Dijk. One of the most solid defenders in the world, Virgil van Dijk is a Dutchman through and through, but he's got a rich cultural heritage. Van Dijk's mother is Afro-Surinamese, hailing from the South American country of Suriname, while his great-grandfather immigrated to Suriname from China in the early 20th century. In fact, Van Dijk's mother still carries a Chinese surname, Chin Vo Si. Van Dijk has always been proud of his diverse heritage, and it's something that adds another dimension to his story. 4. Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay is known for his skill and flair on the pitch, but his backstory is just as compelling. Born to a Dutch mother and a Ghanaian father, Memphis has always been vocal about his African roots. His father left the family when Memphis was young, but despite this, he embraces his Ghanaian heritage with pride. His name, Depay, is a Ghanaian surname, and the Lion Star has often spoken about how his dual heritage has shaped him both on and off the field. 3. Ross Barkley, another England international, has a heritage that might surprise many. Born in Liverpool, Barkley's father, Peter Afanka, is Nigerian, though Ross never had a close relationship with him. Instead, he took his mother's maiden name, Barkley, as his surname. While Ross has always been known as a key figure in the Premier League, his Nigerian roots are an often overlooked part of his story. 2. Jamal Musiala. One of the most exciting young talents in world football, Jamal Musiala could have played for 4 different nations. Born to a British-Nigerian father and a German mother with Polish roots, Musiala had a number of options when it came to international football. After moving to England at the age of 7, he spent his formative years. Musiala chose to play for Germany. Now a key figure for Bayern Munich and the German national team, Musiala is on track to become one of the best in the world. 1. Cole Palmer. Finally, we have Cole Palmer, Chelsea's rising star. Born in Manchester, Palmer is another player whose roots go beyond British shores. His father and grandfather are of Afro-Caribbean descent, which is something Palmer proudly represents. If you've ever noticed the St. Kitts and Nevis flag on his boots during a game, now you know why. He's openly embraced his heritage and proudly carries it with him, both on and off the pitch.